back to Kruse Control. It is Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. That's right, the very last day of February. It's not leap year this year, everybody. I am your host, Brian Kruse. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. Thank you for being here again tonight. Appreciate you as always. And joining me again from Florida, my lovely co-host, Miss Sabrina Vittoria. Sabrina, welcome back all the way from the Panhandle. How you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Doing great. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. You having a good day today? No traveling today, so it must be better, right?
Oh my God. Yesterday was a literal fucking nightmare. So today, yes, is much better. Thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here. And joining us again for the umpteenth million time, our guest, Mr. Jake Slonecki. Jake, welcome back to the program. How you doing tonight?
Hello. I'm doing great.
Hello.
How are you? How are you?
Good. How have you been? We haven't seen you in a minute.
Been good. I went through a little bit of a cold spell last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know.
Oh, man.
By cold spell, you mean having a cold?
Having a cold, yeah.
Okay.
No Rona, right?
Not like you weren't getting laid or anything like that.
Yeah, no Rona. I haven't had that one yet. So.
Good for you.
Yeah. Still holding strong there. We had Chris on here on Friday, and he got his first batch of the Rona, and he was having a bad time with it. But doing all right. Doing okay. He's coming back.
Now his in-laws have it, so please, all good thoughts for Kathy and Dick.
Yeah. Battle through. That Rona.
Other than everything's good. Everything else is good. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for being here. Jake is from Citizen Skull, and Sabrina is from Hawk Anamorphic, where you can get all your rental needs for the best lenses in Hollywood. So thank you all for being here with us again tonight. And as always, I have to jump into some breaking news. All right, everybody, it's time for some breaking news as always. And the first thing I want to talk about right off the bat is Happy Mandalorian Day, everybody. Starting at 3 a.m. if you're on the East Coast, midnight if you're here on the Pacific West Coast, you get some Mandalorian Season 3 starting tonight. That's right, tonight's finally back after a long-waited time. Good old Mando and Baby Yoda ready to kick some ass again. And we're going to go to Mandalorian
is so friggin' cute. Look at that little face.
It's like, meow.
I love him so much.
Going back to Mandalore for the very first time. We're going to see it. I can't wait. Again, it debuts tonight, finally. We'll talk about Mandalorian once it's actually out. But yeah, it's about damn time. It's going to pick up after the Book of Boba Fett. So hopefully you have to watch that. You should watch that because it will tie in a lot with that. So if you haven't seen that, watch that first and then dive into Season 3, everybody. But it's coming back, finally, on Disney+. Something else that's coming a little bit earlier is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now you're like, oh, they're bringing it earlier. How much earlier? Well, 2 days earlier. 2 days earlier, everybody. So it was supposed to come out on Good Friday, but apparently they said that's not the day for us. So they're going to bring it out on April 5th as opposed to April 7th. So before Easter weekend, just a couple days before, which if you ask me, it's a way of cashing in on the holiday weekend even more. You bring it a couple days earlier, you get a couple more days that go towards your weekend, gross income for that actual project. So it makes it a little bit easier to have a bigger box office weekend for your opening weekend. But, also, launching on Good Friday, they probably figured, why don't we just do a little bit earlier? I mean, that's the way it goes. These movies come earlier and earlier in the week these days. So, but yep, coming out on a Wednesday, Super Mario Brothers, and Peach will be back, and Chris Pratt will hear his Mario voice for the first time in all of its glory, or, well, some people might say all of its, you never know. We'll find out. Somebody else that's coming back, if you're a fan of the show Billions, Damian Lewis is returning to Billions for Season 7. He's been gone for a few seasons. He's coming back. Bobby Axelrod sets to make his return for this season, Season 7, for 6 out of 12 episodes. Now, he said he's excited to come back. It's one of those things where they're saying that as the stakes grow for Wall Street to rule the world. I don't know. I haven't watched this show. I know Paul Giamatti is awesome, and he's on this show. And I've been always wanting to watch it, but I haven't watched it. But, it was ordered last February this season. Finally, this news broke. He's excited to come back. He talked about it in the late night show. And excited to see him back. I still think of him as Brody from Homeland.
Yeah, Homeland.
Every time I see him. like Brody, right, Sabrina? But
Yep.
he's a good actor. So I don't know why he left. I have no idea what happened, but he's coming back, everybody. So if you're a fan of the show, get excited. Get super excited. Something else that's coming is, we talked about some docuseries before moving to Netflix. Well, Apple TV Plus is doing a docuseries now, and it's by David Beckham. So David Beckham's going to do the 3-part series about the iconic soccer team Real Madrid. So Real Madrid is it's called Real Madrid or Madrid. Real Madrid
I was like, what?
until the end. That's my Michigander inside me. Real Madrid until the end. It's called. So this is going to be picking up on Apple TV Plus. Like I said, 3-part series, and the logline is fueled by the fervent fans. They defy the odds and skeptics on their way to be one of the most memorable finishes in football history, culminating in a record 14th Champions League title. So if you're a big fan of European football and you're a fan of David Beckham, get ready for this. Apple TV Plus coming soon, everybody. Get excited if you like this. I'm back and forth about this. Sabrina, are you excited about this at all? Do you like Beckham? Do you like soccer? And do you think this is a good thing? I know we love Roy Kent, but what do you think about this?
Ted Lasso is my favorite show, like, of all time. It's so I can't say of all time, but it's like probably one of my top 5 favorite shows ever. So I do get really excited when they're playing on the field in that show, but I've never been a soccer person. I'm a very big sports fan. Just soccer is. Now I know people go nuts over it. I don't really understand why. But Ted Lasso has definitely helped me like soccer more, and I do like David Beckham, and I think the premise is cool and it's uplifting, and I think it has the potential to be something good. I think. I mean, will I watch it? Probably not, but I'm not hating on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something different for Apple TV Plus too, so
yeah,
it might be something cool. Jake, what do you think? Are you a fan of soccer? Do you think this could be good?
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
I played soccer all the way through high school and college too, so that's pretty cool. I'm not like a huge David Beckham fan. I don't really get into like players so much anymore as I used to. Like, I used to watch it quite a bit when they did all that World Cup, and when I think we were in school when the MLS league started in the United States. So I used to follow that a little bit more closely than I do now, but not so much anymore.
Yeah, Jake and I were on a soccer team back in high school. And let's just say
you played soccer?
This guy rode the, well, I
played.
That was not very convincing.
I rode the bench a lot. Here's what it was. Here's what it was. We got 3 minutes left. All right, put Kruse in. He's ready to get in there. What am I playing? I don't know, just get in there and run around. So I ran around and I played about the last 2-3 minutes of the game usually. And I got injured. Yeah, when we were winning for sure. I got injured, rode the bench for a while, so that was fun. But yeah, my soccer days were my soccer days. Jake was an all-star though. Jake was an all-star. Well, all-star. I will say, hey now,
Brian's
you're an
a very
all-star.
good liar, so I'm guessing you were an all-star.
Jake was one
well, yeah, I don't know. Class C school up in the middle of nowhere in Michigan.
So modest,
not so much
Mr.
all-star.
Slonecki, so
Don't be
modest.
modest.
Take the compliment. Just stop.
Well, thank you.
It was like you and Donnie running around kicking ass. So
Donnie was fast. Yeah, he had some wheels.
Donnie
was super
played
fast.
soccer too?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he was super fast. He was so fast.
These developments just keep coming in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Another development.
Segue time.
Another development is a Mean Girls musical is moving forward. Mean Girls musical. Now this is actually by Tina Fey, and it's going to be by Lorne Michaels as well.
Wait, whoa,
they're producing it.
Sorry. There's been a Mean Girls musical for like a long time.
Not a film though. Not a film version.
It's based.
Yes, it's based off of the actual musical that was on Broadway. So the that won 12 Tony nominated stage musical based on Mean Girls coming to Paramount Plus, everybody, and they're bringing on board Jenna Fisher from The Office. So she's going to be on here, and she's playing the part of Miss Heron, Katie Heron's mom. So like I said, it's based on this. Tina Fey is involved. Lorne Michaels is involved. It's coming to your local Paramount Plus network. So if you like this on Broadway, get ready for it to be on your small screen in front of your house or your large screen if you have a big one in the house. You never know, right? But yep, that's coming. Sabrina's not excited about this. I can tell already. She just fell back in her chair and said, not for me. Why are you shaking your head?
Because it was a movie and then it was a musical and now you're going to make a movie musical. Like fucking like enough. Like just stop. Let's not.
They don't want to stop. They don't want to.
Because no one
Can't
can think
stop,
of anything
won't
new. Like do your. I say it so much. Like it's literally broken record at this point. But I'm so over it. So over it. Here we go. Thank you. I'm getting support from my girl Jukebox number 9. And
Does
didn't
not
you
need to
just
be a
didn't you just see the musical Jukebox number 9 and at Pantages perhaps? I feel like I like it was a movie. It was a great movie. It's iconic, right? And then like they did this musical, which obviously is done very well. Not that I'm gonna fucking see it, but now we're gonna make like a Glee version of it for fucking. It's no, it's a hard no. I don't understand. Just stop, please.
That's how it goes. Jake, are you excited about this at all? Or are you like, why the hell is this happening?
I don't know. Not excited.
No shit.
I don't think anybody really is.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody is.
I don't think I watched the movie.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
So,
You haven't seen the movie? The movie's great.
I don't think so.
Took a very expensive nap at Pantages.
Well, if you're a fan, it's coming to Paramount Plus. So they're moving forward with all this. Like I said, casting just being announced, so you got a little bit of time, but it's coming, everybody. It's coming. Something else that's coming is a little bit more John Economos. How you call him? Economos? That's what they call him? Yeah. Yeah, he's coming back, everybody. If you're a fan of Peacemaker, he was such a great part of it. But Steve Agee's character is coming back. James Gunn confirmed it. He said he's going to be coming to something you're not going to expect very soon. So there's rumors going around that he's going to be in Shazam maybe. But of course, he's going to be in Waller. That's something that's going to happen because Waller's going to bring all the Peacemaker crew in there, all the cast, I should say. So he's coming back, everybody. He's super excited. Right. He said another person that James Gunn announced going to be coming back is Sean Gunn as the character of Weasel. If you've seen him as Weasel in the Suicide Squad, he's going to be part of Creature Commandos, which is another big show.
I called that a long time ago.
100% confirmed. It's coming out during this Gods and Monsters first phase of the DC universe, starting off under James Gunn and Peter Safran, starting in 2025. But yep, a little bit of news about the DC world. That's when it starts airing. Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Stop announcing shit that's going to happen in 38 years. Like nobody. Like just stop.
It's going to be ridiculous. A long time.
I don't want to be thinking about Deadpool for 9 months. I don't want to be thinking about this for 2 years. Like just stop. Like why are you teasing? It's like so rude. Like it's better
sometimes
if
I wish
you
they
have
would
a
just
10-year plan. Like who does that? Within the next 10 years. Okay, great. I'll make sure I look forward to that when I'm fucking 74 and with a walker. Like just rein it in, people.
But they should just like when they announce stuff, they should have something coming within the first year. Would be great, you know.
Within something
they
somewhere. No, they're like 2025. Like it's not. It's 2023. Like, and it just started, by the way. Like we just leapt into 2023.
Yeah, 2 years. The only thing because they just started shooting everything. Well, you know they got to get Jack Black into shape so he can be Superman. So we got to work on that too.
Stop
so
it. I what? That was from yesterday. It's a joke.
Yeah, Jack Black said he was going to play Superman, the next Superman. He had this whole montage.
Bacon Chi.
Where he actually has a Superman costume on.
I would watch it. Sorry. That's like I'd go watch that.
It was pretty hilarious.
2023?
Yeah, it's 2023. But something that makes me wonder, is it 2023? Is when I hear about a new Pokemon show.
Segway!
So Pokemon Concierge is coming out. And that's going to be an animated series coming to Netflix. So they're saying this is the very first upcoming stop animated series coming to Netflix based on the Pokemon. And they're saying it's going to be a new visual story-making experience featuring groundbreaking stop-motion animation set in the Pokemon world, which is in a close collaboration with the Pokemon actual company. Now, apparently, in this whole thing, they follow Haru, a concierge at the Pokemon Resort, and her interactions with the Pokemon and their users who visit guests. All right, cool. So we're going to Pokemon stop animation, experience, which I love. I really do love stop motion animation. I think it's great. It looks cool. So this might be something that might be fun. But then again, it's Pokemon. So how much do I give about this? How much do I care? I mean, Pokemon.
Is that thing on the right supposed to be Pokemon? Because I really hope not.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon duck, apparently.
That's a platypus situation. I don't
Well,
think
they
it
called
looks
it a
like
duck,
Pokemon
but
at all.
I know they said it was a duck. I mean, I don't know. When I was reading about this, I was like,
We should have Jackson on to talk about this because he is the Pokemon expert. I mean, he's over Pokemon now because he's too old, but that
they can
platypus situation is very fucking weird.
Here's a comment from the crowd saying, "This is from Chris Panico. They can follow my ass," he said. Thank you, Chris, for that comment. Thank you so much for commenting on the show. Thank you for coming to Kruse Control.
And his son is Jackson, who is a
specific.
Pokemon expert. So who would know better than Chris?
Right.
But yeah, so that's one thing happening with Pokemon. The big thing I want to talk about that I heard about in the news about Pokemon, which I was just like, why? Why? So Pokemon is finally launching, after 4 years apparently developing, their very first Pokemon sleep app. So there's going to be an app on your phone you can download. I know, there's going to be an app on your phone that's going to be tracking your sleep, and it's going to be a whole interaction with Pokemon. And you say, how does this work? What's this mean? Okay, so you download
like
this
you
app.
snored 4 times in the past 28 minutes. Like, just stop.
It gets deeper, Sabrina. It gets deeper.
Oh,
so
tell me more.
So you download this app, right? And it follows Snorlax. So Snorlax, Snorlax is the main Pokemon. He's this big fat guy that's like laying in this field of, I want to call it a field of dreams. It's like flowers and buttercups and shit. So Snorlax is laying in his buttercup field, and he's waiting to track your sleep. So when you go to sleep, download the app, you set it up, you lay the phone next to any kind of smartphone, lay it next to your bed, it tracks your sleep. And based off of your sleep, it categorizes your sleep into 3 categories: dozing, snoozing, and slumbering. All right.
Oh
now, based off of, why is everything so weird? I agree, Chris.
Me too.
So,
it's my new favorite term. Stop being weird.
It gets deeper. It gets deeper. So based off of how you sleep,
So much weird.
okay. So I guess like based off their algorithm, it gives you a Pokemon. So based on how you sleep, it gives you a Pokemon that lays next to Snorlax, right? And so they say collect all of your Pokemon by sleeping different sleep patterns every night. So if you sleep differently, you get a new Pokemon. So collect all your Pokemons by having a restless night, by having a good sleep, by having a stirring night, by having too many dreams, whatever. All the different ways you sleep. When you sleep a different way, you get a new Pokemon.
Because I can fucking control that. I can just control, I'm going to have a restless night tonight. Oh, I'm going to sleep like a baby. Like, that's not a fucking thing you can control. You're sleeping. This is ridiculous.
Wear a bunch of blankets.
Professor,
you can do weird stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to
Professor,
let's make sure I have some nightmares. Like, are you fucking nuts? Like, just stop it.
Professor Neuroli helps. Apparently, when you start the app, you have the Professor Neuroli comes in there, and he's like, "We're going to track your patterns," you know. So he comes in, and then he gives you the Snorlax. And then Snorlax collects all these little Pokemons that sleep next to Snorlax, and you find out every day when you wake up what's a new Pokemon you've unlocked based off of your sleep pattern. Jake, is this something that you would get? And also, what do you think about this as a concept? And you think people will actually buy this and use this app?
Somebody will, yeah.
Oh,
it's not going to be me. I don't know.
You don't love Snorlax?
Did you do the Pokemon Go thing when it was?
No,
I did not.
I'm an adult.
Right.
How many people almost died during that?
Many.
A lot, I imagine. You had to hit the brakes to catch one, like walking on the sidewalk and you're driving your car. Like, it was not a good luck for a lot of people.
I think
people
someone
didn't care.
Drove off of the road like into a ravine or something.
Probably, yeah. I imagine
it was like Michael Scott on The Office. He's like, we got to turn right here because it said so.
These people are going to be trying to collect these Pokemon. They're going to be like, I'm going to sleep out in the yard today. I'm going to sleep on an overpass. I got to get this one. They're going to be doing crazy, wild stuff to try and collect all these Pokemon, and somebody will die. It'll be over and whatever.
It's very vague right now. Do you think it's going to be based off of where you sleep too? I guess that could be, Jake, because then at that point, like, you'd be sleeping differently, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think the point of good sleep is to have consistent sleep. And
have
good, consistent sleep, So if you can get the Pokemon, I think the whole point would be to only have one Pokemon, right? If you wanted to help your sleeping patterns.
No, they want you to get all the Pokemon. They said sleep.
So they want you to sleep like crap.
Yeah.
Yep. And great.
They want you to sleep like shit.
Okay.
They want you to sleep with a baby. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
That's creating zombies. It's creating
Like I
zombies.
said,
That's what the whole point is.
they have the dozing, snoozing, and the slumbering. So I guess if you take a nap too, it would like get a new Pokemon because you took a nap, you know. So
What do you have
they're
this
gonna
thing
be.
like attached to your fucking heart? Is it on your watch? Like I don't understand how your phone knows how you're
It's.
sleeping or napping or whatever.
It's
I think
based
it's
on
like
how
based
quiet
off
you
of.
are.
Yeah, it must be because it said it's a phone
Yeah,
app.
but if your
They've
phone's
been
on the
working on it.
charger, like the phone's on
They've
the
been working
charger,
on
like away from me when I sleep. Like how the fuck do you know what I'm doing?
a lot of
How do you
sleep
know if
apps
I'm
do that just on your
snoring?
phone. A lot of
They
sleep apps do
listen.
that
They
based
just
off of
listen
how
to
you
your
Doesn't make
touch
breathing.
it.
sense.
You sleep.
Doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
Yeah, I mean, you give your phone access to everything too, but I
It
think it's
better
based
be
off
on
when
the
you grab your
watch.
phone next. Well, yeah, it probably works better on an actual smartwatch too. On top of that, but I'm just like,
Mhm.
I heard this and I was like, they've been working on this for 4 years. Like, this is a thing. Sabrina, do you think that kids are going to want to do this? And you think it's going to encourage their parents to get their kids smartphones so they can have Snorlax chiming in and telling them how they've been sleeping?
I mean, I would hope that children don't know about this because to intentionally disrupt your sleep at a young age is definitely not good for you. But also, who else are you marketing this to? Like, I don't know. This whole thing sounds dumb as fuck, and I hope it fails miserably. Like, honestly, like I'm gonna take a hard pass, and I feel very comfortable with saying that. I also hope the rest of the world takes a hard pass because this is not healthy for anybody.
Right.
I was shocked that they've been doing this for like developing this for 4 years, and there's actually like a fan base waiting for this
For
too. Like,
4 years, Christ,
yeah,
we're waiting for 4 years to have a fucking movie from the DC. So I guess you can wait 4 years for a Pokemon fucking app.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Have any of you heard of Snorlax before? Because I have, and they made it sound like Snorlax was like this
I
big,
have.
amazing. Have you?
This is a weird thing. I worked on an episode of The Neighborhood, and one of the characters, I believe they wound up cutting the line, but one of the characters was like it was a bachelor party situation. I hope it aired. If it, I'm gonna maybe not say too much, but there was a situation where one of the characters was like a little bit nerdy, and like he was chatting with someone else, and he was like, "Oh, there's a Snorlax in the bush," and he went like running towards it, and it got a huge laugh. So apparently, Snorlax is a thing. I don't know. But I mean, he was funny, and the fact that he was nerdy about it was funny. But like, for them to write in Snorlax, obviously that's like a known character.
It has to be a thing then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about him because like we hang out or he monitors my fucking sleep, but I do know he exists.
It's confusing me with the Lorax, like Dr. Seuss. There's
Yeah, right. They must be
Yes.
playing off that though too.
I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
Well, Snorlax
it's
is
all in
coming,
there.
everybody. Get your Snorlax soon.
No.
Something else that's coming soon to your Disney Plus screens
Oh,
is a
God.
new Peter Pan movie. It's called Peter Pan and Wendy. So it's coming out.
cute.
The trailer just dropped, and so everybody's kind of talking about it online today. But Jude Law is playing Captain Hook. You have Alan Tudyk playing Mr. Darling, Wendy's dad, which I love me some Alan
Oh, I
Tudyk, so I'm
love Alan
excited about
Tudyk.
that. Jim Gaffigan is playing Mr. Smee. And
Bob Hoskins.
Nice.
Yeah, he's I like he'd like you get your hot pockets with your gold.
Oh my God.
So he's coming in, and Alexander Milani is playing Peter Pan, and Ever Anderson, who is who did the Resident Evil movies? What's the girl's name? The Resident Evil girl. Mila.
Mila. No. That's I think. Oh gosh.
Well, it's her daughter.
Jovovich.
Yeah, it's her daughter. Her daughter's playing Wendy. If you watch the trailer, you can kind of see that she kind of looks like her a little bit.
She does. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so this is coming.
Jovovich.
Yeah, this is coming directly to Disney Plus, though. So, which I was surprised because I looked at the quality. Again, all these movies right now are getting better and better quality. But I saw this and I was like, oh, Disney Plus. I thought it would maybe go to theaters. But it actually looks pretty good. I couldn't tell, like Sabrina, like I talked before the show, and she said she could tell it's Jude Law. But I couldn't tell it was Jude Law. But when I was a kid, when I watched Hook, I couldn't tell that was Dustin Hoffman. Bring me Peter Pan. I couldn't tell, I was just like, I couldn't, but the same thing here. But it had some great special effects. It really seems like it focuses on Wendy more. Even Jude Law had that whole line. He's like, Wendy Moore, Angela Darling. He says her whole name. He's like creeping up on her. But that was pretty cool. The kid who plays Peter Pan.
Creep is the most important word in that sentence.
It was a little creepy. But they didn't actually showcase Peter Pan that much besides him flying and fighting a little bit.
It was more about Wendy, the trailer.
It was a lot more about Wendy. Hence, you've had so many Peter Pan stuff that never have Wendy really in the title. So they're saying, okay, this is not just about Peter Pan, you know, and it's a younger cast, which I think is pretty cool too, like because they are supposed to be kids. So, and then they make the jokes in there about like they're the Lost Boys, but the Lost Boys are, you know, boys and girls,
Boys
and
and
like
girls.
they're Lost Boys.
It's
Like,
a
yeah,
very
leave it alone.
inclusive film.
Yeah. But I thought it looked pretty cool overall. Honestly, it's just like the pirate ship looked good. Even when they start the trailer where they show actually the rock where, you know, like there's like a special rock that's at Neverland. You know, you see it and they focus on it. I'm like, oh,
So
Neverland, we're
special.
back. So special, special. But I thought it was, you know, I thought they did a good job with this trailer. It made me more excited about it. At the end, I was like, oh, I really thought it was going to theaters. So I was really surprised it wasn't. Sabrina, you saw this. What do you think? What are your initial thoughts of the trailer, and does it make you hyped for the actual movie to be coming out?
I'm definitely not going to use the word hyped when I'm talking about Peter Pan ever. But I'll watch it. I'm not glad that it's not going to theaters because I feel like they could probably make a shit ton of money going to theaters, although it's Disney and they're rich as fuck. I would not go to the theater to see it, but I would absolutely watch it in my living room. And when it comes out, I will watch it in my living room. I love Jude Law. I think that he's amazing. The young cast, like a bunch of unknown people, all seem to be competent. Sorry, from the trailer, and I'm a kind of a closet Jude Law fan. Like I really dig him. So I think he could probably bring a good hook. So I'm into it. Definitely into it. I think you're on mute, Brian.
Yeah, I was surprised that you know, that it was him though, but I think it works really well. But like I said before, it's like the Dustin Hoffman thing too. I didn't really expect him to be Hook either, and he did it great. I mean, but it's Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah,
He's a chameleon.
I think Jim Gaffigan's gonna be really good, but like I mean, Bob Hoskins was so amazing that I feel like that's
I know.
really hard shoes to fill, and not that Dustin Hoffman's shoes aren't extremely hard to fill. I just feel like on the other end, like that's probably the most difficult casting you could do. I hope he pulls it off. And the Tinkerbell actually looks lovely.
Right?
We all know Julia Roberts is the fucking nightmare on that. So
does Jake know that?
Hopefully,
does Jake know that?
Lovely young lady will be wonderful. I mean, literally afterwards, Steven Spielberg was like, "And I will never work with her again." Like that, you have to be kind of fucked up for Steven Spielberg to be like hard pass forever.
And you fight.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. Jake, you saw this trailer. What do you think? Are you excited about this? And are you surprised that it's going straight to Disney Plus?
Not really surprised that it's going straight Disney Plus because, like we've talked about in the past, they're trying to promote their streaming services to, you know, that's what they want to sell now. That's their platform. But like Sabrina said, I think they have an opportunity to sell the show as a blockbuster too. So they could be shooting themselves in the foot in a sense with that. But kind of excited about it. Not super excited, I guess. Like, it's Peter Pan. I watched it when I was a kid.
Charlie will probably like it.
But yes, you know, she'll probably really like it. And there's that element of when you see old rehashes of things, you know, you get that sense of, oh, they're not nothing original again. But if they can bring originality out of the same story, that's when it looks like it would be fun. You know, when you can.
That's the N Wendy. I think the N Wendy is trying to give that, and I hope it delivers.
Right. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what they can do with it to make it new again. You know.
Yep. So, I agree entirely.
I 100% agree. I think that's what it is. Like we're talking about, it's like we got to reimagine Peter Pan because they've tried Peter Pan so many times, and you know the last one they did too, where they had Blackbeard. And they had Hugh Jackman was actually Blackbeard, so it was like we're going to use him. It's not going to be Hook. And then they had a young Hook, and they try to do that where it's like Hook becoming Hook, kind of, and how their interactions start when they're younger. I thought that was okay. It was all right, but like, you know, it didn't really do that well. So now they're like, okay, we're going to try to go back to the original formula, but let's make them actually young now. Let's dive in, and then, you know, if it does well on Disney Plus, you never know. They might just do some more to it. This same cast. And it does look like it looks good to me. I'm surprised the special effects are so good too, because sometimes they get skimpy with this shit. You know, if they're gonna do it like right to streaming, they just cut the budget on.
This is the Mandalorian station. Like, come on,
it's true. It's true. It's true. But this is not the Mandalorian. You know what I mean? And it's like,
but it's Disney Plus, and it's Hook. Like, it's not. I mean, it's Peter Pan. It's like it's it's such an like if they skimped on that shit, like they should just not do it. Like you know what I mean? I feel like there's no one would allow that to happen. Honestly, in my personal opinion.
The cast itself surprised me too. Like Jim Gaffigan as Smee, which I get. Like I can see it. You know.
Oh, I can see
like,
it too. It's just not Bob Haskins.
A little sniffling. He's gonna be a little weird. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I just think of his Hot Pocket skit every time I think of him. He's like,
oh yeah,
you know, it's like take Hot Pocket, put in toilet, flush, toilet pocket. You know,
he had a super successful like commercial career for a hot minute. He did like a car commercial and like he had like maybe 3 campaigns like running at once for a minute there. I was like, damn son, like, you're getting that money.
Yeah, great for him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. This looks good. I think overall, like, okay, if we're gonna give it like a yay or a nay, what do you think? I'm gonna say thumbs up on this trailer because I think this looks pretty good, right?
Okay,
what do you think, Jake? We got 2.
Oh, we're doing this.
Jake? Yeah, we're doing this. We're gonna try this.
Okay.
3 thumbs up on this one, everybody. You know, it's a trailer reaction, so we gotta start giving it something. Jake's still not 100%.
We got a cock word.
He's a leaner. Jake's a little leaner right now.
I'll take it.
So we're kind of excited.
I'm like, with the trailer, it's kind of giving me like a Goonies, Stranger Things vibe.
Yeah.
Adventure.
But also great movies. That might be a good thing.
It might be a good thing.
I'm hoping
if
the
they
trailer
do that
might be overselling.
Oh, true. Like if it's the best moments in the film, we're fucked. But
yes,
if it's not, like, and we have a little bit of a Goonies, Stranger Things vibe, and then we also have like a focus on Wendy. I feel like it's new enough to not be beating you in the face, and also have some great production value and quality. So I feel like
the needle's turning.
I like the half cock or the 3/4 cock.
3/4.
3/4 cock.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Neverland, I say. Let's go back to Neverland, and I'm excited about it. Something else that's... I'm excited about it.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Something else that I'm actually pretty super excited about is the Chris Rock live stream that's finally happening. The very first live stream ever on Netflix is finally happening. And they announced this like back in like October. No, it was like November. It was like November. Something like that. They announced this a long time ago, the live stream. They said, we're getting the live streams. Our first one's going to be a comedy special with Chris Rock. All right, so we set the date. So March 4th at 9:30 p.m., the very first live stream on Netflix. And they said a good thing for people out there, it's like if you start the live stream late, you can start from the beginning if you want to and like watch up, or you can say start in real time. It's taking place at the Hippodome Theater in Baltimore, and it takes place 1 week before the Oscars. And why do you say, why am I talking about the Oscars? Because Chris Rock will finally address Will Smith's Oscars slap. Apparently he has a bunch of jokes, a bunch of comments on it for the first time publicly.
I know all of those jokes because I saw him twice and I won't ruin it for anyone.
But this is the first time putting it out there nationally on TV, being like, I'm going to talk about the Oscar slap. So it's the very first time. Netflix is banking in on it because, of course, it's their first live stream. He also has Amy Schumer, Jerry Seinfeld, and Leslie Jones. That's also going to be on the card with him, too. So they'll be his openers.
I could pass on.
They'll be his openers. But for me, I heard this and I'm like, okay, I think it's a good lineup. And it's great. It's like, it makes sense, the timing. They've been talking about doing this live stream for a while. You do it a week before. So honestly, it's always in people's minds.
He's been running this routine for a minute already. That's like, I feel like a lot of people know about it. So I feel like it would have been more effective to do it at the beginning of his tour.
But the thing is, though, Sabrina, it's the timing for the Oscars. That's why they're doing it. They're pitching it as the first time he's publicly speaking out about it.
I already know those jokes because I saw it a while ago. So like, I feel like it would have been more effective if they would have done it when he first started, or like, maybe a couple weeks in, to do a live stream, like so much, further on from when he started talking about this shit, it seems almost counterproductive. I mean, I'm sure a million bazillion people will watch, but like anyone who's seen his show, like they're aware of the, and I've seen it kind of twice because I saw him and Chappelle and then also him by himself. And also shout out to Jukebox Number 9.
But Sabrina, do you think it's a marketing thing though? Isn't it like the fact that Netflix wants to bank on this?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't really, for me, like as a viewer, that wouldn't be a fucking plus for me. I wouldn't be like, oh, it's a week before the Oscars, so let me watch it then. Like I like there was so much buzz about that situation. I feel like anyone would have watched it at any time. Like you could have streamed this 6 months ago, and I don't think anyone would have been like, oh, I'm not going to watch that because it's not by the Oscars. Like people are curious, and they're curious at whatever the fuck time. So I don't. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's almost like they could have probably gotten a little bit more out of it if they did it, a bit ago, like when his tour started, or at least mid tour. Like this is, I've seen him twice already, and it's whatever the fuck, February, March, basically.
But the thing is, a lot of people probably haven't seen him live. I haven't seen him live.
I'm sure
he's
they
not in every.
haven't. However,
he's not. He's not across the world.
Do you know?
He's
what I'm
not
saying?
across.
Like,
Yeah, but he's not across the world. He's not across the world doing these jokes. He's in the States. I'm just saying, for him and for Netflix, it's like it's a week before. So anytime you're online before something starts, even on our show. So the SAG Awards were on Sunday, right? We had a video about the SAG Awards that we did like a month ago, talking about the SAG Awards coming. It was when they announced the nominees, right? And our viewership on that actual nominee video jumped tremendously the days before the Oscars. So or before the SAG Awards. So that's what happens. People are searching for it. Again, this is one of those things people be searching for now. I think it'll lead to more viewership for Netflix. Jake, you hear about this? Does it entice you more to watch it? Is it in your mind more because of the Oscars coming up? And do you think it'll be a success for Netflix's very first live stream?
I don't know. I'm not necessarily excited about it. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if it works or not, because it's kind of new territory for them, right? So they're instead of going with something that's for sure, they threw in a bunch of extra variables. Like, okay, so it's Chris Rock. It's a week before the Oscars, and then there's this whole slap thing kind of around it. So they're playing off of multiple angles. Trying to find out.
Slap-tocoplex? I can't even say that.
Yeah, slap heard around the world or whatever. So
the slap heard around the world.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I think Netflix switching to a live stream. We're going to see more of that because YouTube is huge for live stream, right? So these companies
we're here right now, everybody.
Yeah. So and cutting out the legacy media, if you're gonna so many people have dropped their subscriptions and their plans for cable TV, so there's that. But I don't want to lose my live shows. People are like, I don't want to lose my live stuff. So we're gonna end up having to have all the different streaming services. It's gonna cost you $180 a month to have everything anyway. So it just depends on where it's gonna be.
But Jay, do you think it's one of those things that, because this is their very first venture into this world, so they might be just banking off of that, for viewership, because it's their very first time doing it. So they're going to try to find some way to lure people in, right? And they announced a long time ago it was Chris Rock. So do you think this was something that was like planned a long time ago, or do you think it was something that just kind of developed as, we got closer to the Oscars, like we got to throw this in?
I don't know. I think they're putting more stock in it than they should. Like Sabrina said, people are going to watch Chris Rock on it regardless of when they do it. Being a week before the Oscars, it might have a little bit of something to do with it. But, as far as getting more people interested. But Chris Rock fans are going to tune in. So, regardless.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. I think they're trying. They're trying to use it as a catapult, I think, to leverage the situation.
If like, I mean, how many times do you watch like a pre-recorded like comedy show? When they recorded it was fucking live. What's the fucking difference? You know what I mean? Like Dane Cook's Vicious Circle or fucking Dave Chappelle's and I don't understand why like it's so spectacular. It's actually live. It's not like they edit shit out in the pre-taped shit. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna
what's the idea that they could have? It's the idea that they could have edited it out.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting too because it'll be if it's happening live on stage across the internet, and then people are tweeting about it live while it's happening.
Sure, but like
on Instagram, like it's like the collective consciousness is going to be on it.
About anything, like, and just run, and they'll keep running it, so it won't be live forever. Like they're showing it live.
Yeah, but it's that camaraderie.
They're not showing it live for the first time. That's my issue. If you're gonna do something live, it should be like the very first show on his fucking tour. So no
They're
one's
claiming-
seen it yet.
I see.
And
I
it's
see what you're
live.
saying.
They're
You know what I
claiming,
mean? Like it's
but they're claiming, Sabrina, these are all new jokes. This is stuff that you haven't seen.
no, they're not
They're
new
claiming
jokes.
that there's stuff.
Okay, well,
I know, but that's what they're claiming.
Let's get back about it when they air it, because I will beg to differ. Also, if they're saying he's addressing the Will Smith slap situation, he did that at both shows. So
Yeah,
I don't know how new
this is supposed to be like they said it's something
And if
that
he
you
talks
haven't.
about Meghan Markle, I guarantee you, not new.
All right, well that'll be the test. Meghan Markle. Will he talk
That
about it?
bitch. She always shows up
We'll
on
find
this
out.
fucking podcast some way.
Chris
She's out
Rock
there.
talking about the Will Smith slap. Only time will tell if it's been said before. And somebody that's not really a comedian, but apparently
Oh,
wants
God.
to be a comedian, is Tom Brady. Now I
This is
say
for you,
that,
Chris.
everybody's like, what are you talking about? Well, Tom Brady apparently, there's these rumors going around, and I don't know if this is true or not, but there is something happening. Tom Brady's talking to Netflix about doing a roast. Now, right now, the idea is it's called the greatest roast of all time, or roast special. But apparently the idea is that Tom Brady is trying to get into doing stand-up comedy. He says, I want to be a stand-up comedian because his wife left him, Giselle left him, and apparently he's been telling his friends that he gets into stand-up comedy, she might come back to him. So, she left him. This doesn't make any sense to me, but she left him after he went back to the NFL. He went back to the NFL after he retired, and then she left him. They got divorced, 13 years of marriage, and now apparently in order to win his wife back, he's been telling his friends that he's going to become a stand-up comedian, and that's going to get his wife back. They're telling him, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But he's moving forward. He's been talking to Netflix. He's talking about doing his own stand-up routine apparently too. I just don't really see Tom Brady as a comedian. Every time I've actually heard him talk, he doesn't seem that funny to me. Yeah, I mean, Jake, you hear about this. Do you think that Tom Brady could be a comedian, or do you think that he's just blowing smoke up people's asses?
I don't know. It's not going to change my life one way or another if he decides to roast himself. I mean, stand-up comedy is not an easy thing.
It's not.
Neither is being a professional quarterback. So stay in your lane, bro.
Very true.
That's
very true.
Maybe he'll be funny. I don't know. He might surprise everybody. I don't think as far as winning his wife back, I think that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, me too.
Well, because she apparently she left him because he put football before their marriage.
Yes.
So he put on pause. But he put on pause. Like he has a $375 million 10-year announcing deal on Fox, to announce for football games. So he put that on hold. And I think that's the chivalrous part that he's trying to be like, I'm gonna put football on hold so I can be an idiot on TV instead. Like I don't know, but I think that's where the chivalry part is coming from. You know what I mean?
Like what? He makes a fool out of himself, and then she'll take him back because you made a fool out of yourself.
I think it's like he's not taking the money and doing the announcing gig. He's doing something else. Like he's not putting football first. He's putting something else first. Like I think that's the only thing that I could grasp.
It's not his wife though. It's
no
stand-up comedy.
No, but I think she's dating like some trainer, like or karate person who's teaching her taekwondo or some shit. I'm probably making up the taekwondo and karate part, but there's
he was
someone
saying that
training her to do something, and they're definitely having a questionable relationship. I don't know.
He was like, "You only get one supermodel your whole life, and I lost mine."
They are a very handsome couple, though. The first picture that you showed, they do look very well. They look very good together. They fit well together. I hate him, obviously, because he's a cheater and a loser. But I just I think that they are, they do look very nice together.
Right there,
gorgeous photo. Look at, they are a very, very, very attractive couple. They really are. Brian, it looks like you and him could be on a date together with the outfit you're wearing.
Yeah.
There we go. Get in here,
Tom.
Brady.
You got a little essence of Brady going on. Chris is mad at me because I hate Tom Brady, but that's the fact. So sorry.
I just, I hear this and I'm just like, I don't buy this. I just really don't buy this. But we'll find out. Like I said, they're developing something with Netflix. They're working together, so there's something coming. And then maybe we'll be announcing the tour of it'll become Bradython. It'll become 80 shows for Brady or something like that.
No,
We'll be
thank you.
touring the country.
Nope.
You know, he already said he wants to be an actor. That's the other thing he said too. He said he did that 80 for Brady, and he said that maybe he wants to get into be an actor. So I mean, that's why I kind of believe that he could be telling his friends, maybe I'll try stand up. People know who I am, so why not I get out there and put myself out there?
He can't do that's ridiculous. Like
Why can't
being
you
the
just
subject
coach a high school football team or something?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Being the subject
Like,
of a
just-
fucking roast is one thing. Doing stand-up comedy is a fucking other. You know what I mean? It's not remotely the same.
I gotta say, Brady, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
That's it. And not that it's
Can
a
we do
bad
this,
lane to
Brady?
be in. You're in a great lane. Go be an announcer. You can make lots of money. Look at, we talked about
$375 million in 10 years. Like most people would like give a finger for that or a
we
leg,
talked about
or
John
I
Madden
don't know.
not too long ago. Look at John Madden, the career he had doing that, you know? He could do that too. And he could be fine, you know? It's like you don't have to, there's a segue for these people. You don't have to go into acting and you know, but then again, if he's funny, I'm all about it, you know? But
They're throwing chum in the
work.
waters. He's not funny. He's not fucking
if he
funny.
crashes and burns, he crashes and burns. But at the end of the day, you know what? If the man thinks he can do it, let him give a chance. But like, if he sucks, maybe he'll, you know,
He
whatever.
thought he
It
could
is what it is.
deflate footballs and win a Super Bowl, and he did that and barely got punished. So maybe he'll be a great stand-up
Right.
comedian. He seems to cheat at everything. So I'm sure all the people who are like on the team Brady will just prop him up and make him be fantastic and funny, and then it'll be fine. So
Be
cheat at
stealing
this too,
jokes.
bro. Cheat at this, and you'll be great. Yeah, he's not the goat. You're the goat of stupidness, Chris. I've had enough of you today.
Burn.
Dang.
That's all I'm saying.
Um,
Anyways, he can be the goat of football, but something that I saw the trailer of today is not the goat of television, and that is the trailer for Gotham Knights. Now, I heard about this project, and when I first read about it, I'm like, this sounds actually very interesting to me. I'm like, if everybody out there knows I love the DC stuff. I love it a lot. Now, it's a CW DC thing. Again, sometimes that, you know, takes it down a notch for people. But I'm like, you know what? I was interested in it. So I saw the trailer for it. And the idea of this, let me still that premise fast. If you don't know what Gotham Knights is. So it's all about Harvey Dent. So Harvey Dent is the DA. He's a DA in Gotham. And he is actually investigating the death of who? Bruce Wayne.
Aaron
Bruce
Eckhart
Wayne
has played him in the movie, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is Misha Collins who plays Harvey Dent in this show. So anyways, it debuts in 2 weeks. It comes out on the March 14th at 9 p.m. on the CW. But so Bruce Wayne / Batman is murdered in his Batman mask. Like, that sounds pretty cool. And now Harvey is trying to investigate who killed Batman. And they think that it's his adopted son killed Batman. So Batman has an adopted son who's in his teens. Batman's a little bit older. And apparently now they're trying to clear Batman's son from his death. I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. All right. Saw the trailer. Woof. That's all I can say. Woof, everybody. This is like classic CW garbage. Fucking steaming pile of hot shit that just came out of my dog's ass. That's all I can say right now. That's what I thought, at least. It just, I mean, like, the idea is great. It's great, but like it just looks like it turns. I mean, it starts off great. The trailer, I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting.
Let's put it that way.
It's no
fucking hook.
But it sounds interesting. All of a sudden, it turns this like teeny bopper little group of people, like best friends in their teens, and they're like they're trying to form a group called the Gotham Knights. And he's like, maybe I should be Batman. But your dad didn't want you to be Batman. But I should be Batman because someone's got to protect Gotham. And I was just like, okay, guys, you lost me. You had me, you lost me. And I watched that show Gotham, which I thought was actually pretty good because it focused on the villains, which they say this is going to focus on the villains too.
Oh, was that the one with the little penguin? Like
yes.
Yeah, that wasn't terrible.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it had some bad moments. The kid who played Batman there wasn't that good. But
yeah, there
this,
were things, but it wasn't terrible.
And there might be some good here. There might be some good here. Like I said, the guy who plays Harvey Dent, to me, was pretty good in the trailer. The kid, I'm like, Twilight Boy. Might as well call him Twilight Boy. He seemed like he was kind of in that world, you know? But I was just like, I'm not sure. You had me. You lost me. Maybe you win me back. I don't know. I'm very skeptical about this. Jake, did you see the trailer? What do you think about the idea? And do you think that this could be a good idea? Or do you think that if it goes down the CW rate, they should have just not done this shit?
I don't know. Every time I see the CW on stuff, I kind of get like a little. Ugh, I don't know. I
Yeah.
read through things and I'm like, I don't think any of my actors want to read for this. Like, this does not seem deep at all. You know, like you read, you can tell how much effort's being put into something, and I've never really been too impressed by CW stuff. Now, that aside, when you were explaining the premise of the show, it sounds really cool, but I can see where the CW would ruin that.
Oh, it goes bad quick, Jake. Like, it starts
I
good,
haven't
but
watched
then
the
as soon as
trailer,
it gets into like the kids, like apparently somebody hired these again, like these teeny boppy kids. They come in there and apparently they're paid off to go kill Bruce Wayne / Batman. He's got half his master, which I thought was kind of cool. But then you find out these kids were hired by somebody, and apparently all the receipts go back to Bruce Wayne's adopted kid. I'm like, it goes south fast. And they're like, well, and then Harvey's like, well, it's only guilty, if we can prove it. And then I'm going to help. It just goes bad. It goes south fucking bad. It goes bad fast. Sabrina, you hear about this. Do you like the concept? And do you think that it might be a failed attempt, or do you think there might be some like ray of light in here? It might be a good show.
No, it's going to be shit. Obviously. I just, I mean, the concept, like, it could be cool. Anything could be cool if you do it properly. But this seems like a steaming pile of horseshit, and I am not behind it. I don't want to see it, and I don't ever want to hear about it again. That's where I'm at.
I think there's a reason why. Here's what I always say sometimes. There's a reason why this will not be involved in James Gunn's DC universe. When they sell these things off, there's a reason why. It's like the Dead Boy Detectives we talked about yesterday. Dead Boy Detectives. I heard that. I'm like, what is this obscure comic? And James Gunn is good by obscure stuff. But I saw these guys before. I'm like, this is not for me. This could have been great if done actually right. But, and the guy who plays Harvey Dent seems good. Super excited. There's a featurette about this. Seems super excited about it. Of course, I'm excited for him. And maybe it'll go. Like, look at The Flash. We had like 10 seasons of that. 9 seasons of that shit. And I've watched The Flash. It's not cinematic, like marvelous material at all, but I still watched it. It's all right.
Yeah.
The Arrow went for a long time.
People like it a lot. So
people like it. So some of these shows go. So maybe it'll be good. People hated on Gotham when it first came out, but then it developed and it was a good show. And they changed. It became more about the villains. I mean, it got canceled for like 4 seasons. So I mean, it went a while. So I mean, maybe it'll be a shimmer of light and it'll work. I don't know, but since it's going right to the CW. And it's not going to the DC stuff on Warner Brothers on HBO Max. I think they fucked up. Gotham Knights, not for Brian.
Not so sure. Yeah,
not so sure. I'm not so sure. But
everybody
with that,
give a thumb. We're doing that. Give a thumb.
What do you think? I'm saying thumbs down from the trailer.
Yeah.
Thumbs down from that trailer. But I'll still watch the first episode, and if it's good, I'll let you know. But I'm not sure. Not sure. So, Gotham Knights, suck it. And now it's time for our featured story of the night. Was that loud? Oh, my Siri on my watch got mad at me for doing that. All right, everybody. I want to talk about Across the Universe. So, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, or Across the Spider-Verse is called. So, this movie is finally going to be coming out very soon. It's been delayed twice, which makes me really upset. It's supposed to come out, I think, first in April of 2022. It got pushed to October of 2022. And now it's finally going to come out June 2nd of 2023.
I like how his hair is growing as well.
I know. I mean, the characters are older now. Miles Morales is a little bit older. Yeah. The first one, Into the Spider-Verse,
much more pointy afro as opposed to a curly, like everywhere.
Afro. He was like a young kid. Now he's a teenager.
I mean, it looks very much like him, but his hair is the most weird thing about the picture. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about this.
His hair was amazing before. Why you gotta fuck with it? It's like a kid and play situation right now. Like, what is happening?
He's older. But they've had 2 delays. Phil Lord and Chris Miller did this. Well, Phil Lord and Chris Miller did this. And you said, who was that? Well, they were supposed to do the Han Solo movie that turned into a whole too much of a comedy. and then they ended up firing them and then hiring. Yeah, because it was too. They're like Han Solo's not supposed to be funny. He's not supposed to be funny. So they fired them when the movie was pretty much done. They brought Ron Howard in and did that. So these guys are good at comedy. They are good at comedy. So for me, I'm like, oh, this is probably a good mix for this. But apparently, as they've been working this, and again, this is animation, but as they've been doing it, the budget's gone up and up and up because these guys come in and they keep changing their mind and they keep rewriting stuff and then redoing stuff. And with animation, everybody, you know how that goes. It takes a long time to animate this stuff. And you have the animatics, they make them, and they're like not as always like finished. You know, they're like sketches, you know, live action sketches that move. But still, that's a lot of work for post. And apparently that's why they had to push it multiple times. They said a bunch of scenes have been reworked constantly. And for me, I'm like, they're saying it's to be a much more expansive film because of that. But for me, I'm like, I've been waiting for this movie for so long. Hopefully this is true that it was reworked for a reason. And it's going to be a better movie. But I mean, it also makes me wonder, is this a problem? Like, again, Marvel tends to do this. They rewrite stuff constantly. They build in reshoots these days. They do it naturally. It's in their actors' contracts. It's something they do. We talk about that many times over again. Like, you know, Ant-Man just recently, I worked on that. We started, you know, doing reshoots in March, and we got done in January. So this happens.
And
this is
the film
animation.
premiered, like last week
In February.
So.
Yeah. So this stuff happens though. But I hear this and I get a little worried because the first one was so good. And this is a 2-part thing. So I want this to be really good too. Another thing that's a rumor. People are saying they redid some stuff because Tom Holland's going to be in this now. So Tom Holland might be an animated version of himself because they're going across the SpiderVerse. So there's a big rumor going around that Tom Holland's going to be in it, Andrew Garfield's going to be in it, and Tobey Maguire's going to be in it. That's a big rumor going around because they did so well with the last Spider-Man movie. They're going to try to bring them in. Jake, have you watched the last Spider-Man movie, by the way?
Not there yet. No.
Just checking.
Jake, for fuck's sake, do your homework.
I'm sorry.
Anyways.
I failed. The exam was like 3 years ago.
It was, to be fair.
Yeah.
Anyways, you hear about this. And I'm going to go with Sabrina first. Sabrina, do you think that this is worrisome? Do you think this is an issue? Is this making you nervous about the movie? Or do you think this is fine, this is normal, and we're getting worked up? And do you think that we're going to have some Tom Holland in this movie?
Those are a lot of questions. Let's be honest. You just fired 42 questions.
Get in there.
That's a super weird. I hope Tom Holland does not look like that. He looks like a Lego Tom Holland. So hard no on that. However, I loved the first installment of the OG,
Into the SpiderVerse.
The origin story of Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I know what it's called. I wasn't stuttering on that. I think that it is going to be great. I'm really, really excited for it. I'm not worried about anything. I would be jazzed to see a Tom Holland version and a Andrew Garfield and a Tobey Maguire. However, I really enjoyed the fact that the Spider-Mans in the original Into the Spider-Verse were not regular, like Spider-Pig. You had the girl with like the animatronic spider situation. You had Spider-Gwen. Like and you had Nicholas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
My man.
Yeah, Spider-Man Noir. He was awesome.
I mean, I feel like having like regular Spider-Mans in there like might dilute it a little bit. Because really the only regular Spider-Man was the guy from Mean Girls who I love, Jake.
Oh yeah, I always think of him from New Girl, Jake.
Not Slonecki.
Not Jake Slonecki.
But he's lovely. Like he was the only like regular Spider-Man aside from Miles Morales. Everyone else, there was like a girl version, there was the noir version, there was the pig, there was the anime version. Like, and I feel like that there was like an extreme amount of
Jake Johnson.
Oh, it was like Jack Johnson, one of my favorite musicians. I should have fucking known that. Sorry, guys. But I don't know. I feel like that was part of the endearment of the movie for me. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know about allure, but because like I watched it, I was like, oh my god, that's so. It was I don't know, it was something different and very likable. And I feel like if you maybe like muddy that up with like a bunch of like normal, I don't know. It depends on how deep you go into the Spider-Verse. I feel like it could be great. The first one was great. It's actually one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. The soundtrack
So
is
good.
fucking epic. It's like it's all great. I'm all in for it, and I want more. And I don't
Are you
really
worried
give a
about?
shit. No,
Are you worried about the delays though? Is that worry you at all?
no, not at all. Of course not. They want to make it great. I'm not worried about anything. Everything delays. They delay. They push. They do. I don't know what they do. Fuck you. I'm not worried about the delay at all. I'm gonna see it. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Jake, did you see Into the Spider-Verse? And are you
said
excited
no
about
already,
this?
bro.
You already said no about this. So, Jake, how have you not seen this movie?
Yeah.
I'm not
but
sure.
do you think, I'm going to ask you from an aspect though, do you think that the delays are an issue? And do you think that the changes and stuff like that are going to cause a problem for the actual movie?
I don't know. I think something like this, with the caliber of people working on it, any delay is probably warranted. They're not going to do that just because they want to. There has to be a good reason for that. And being animated is, I feel like $100 million is a lot
No,
for
Yeah.
something like this.
That's how much it's cost.
So-
$100 million they cost for this.
Yeah. So
ridiculous.
if that's how much they spent on this, it better be good. I mean, my goodness, that's crazy. So, I don't know. I need to watch the first one, and then I'll have a better answer for you as far as how excited I am for this one.
Animation is so good.
Is
And the
it?
story is really fun. It's a lot of fun. There's like an
I need to
overweight
watch it.
Peter Parker that comes in there that can't. He's wearing sweatpants the whole time because he got too fat. And,
Oh, that's
he,
awesome.
and he,
Do you have like
and he has-
potato chips on him all the time?
he has potato chips. He's eating pizza all the time.
Yes.
But he has the top part of the Spider-Man costume on. His belly's like sticking out
Okay.
of it. And he's like wearing his because like apparently Mary Jane left him, and so he's wearing
Okay.
sweatpants now. He can't handle it, and he's got to
That's
teach Miles to be Spider-Man. Of course, he
Mm.
doesn't even want to be Spider-Man really anymore. So he's like, and he's like joking about how he's fat and stuff. And then you have like a spider pig. We have a spider pig. We have a black and white
Spider-Pig.
Spider-Man.
Spider
That's
Pig
Nicolas
does
Cage.
Whatever a Spider Pig does.
Spider Pig.
There's some
Do you think
really-
they had to pay Family Guy for that?
No, that's Simpsons. But no.
Oh, was
No.
Simpsons?
Yeah. It was
Simpsons
Homer
did
Simpson's
everything
Spider
first.
Pig. Spider
Way
Pig.
Oh,
Spider
right.
Pig. Does
Homer.
whatever.
That's
Yeah,
right.
come on, man.
I was thinking Peter Griffin for that, but
Peter Parker,
But-
Peter Griffin, I'll give it to you.
I just think this is a
I'm not
two-part
safe.
thing.
That was bad.
You got our villain too. You have the villain, which is oh my god, I'm going blank
Oh,
on
it
his
was
name.
Octo. It was
Oscar
Octo.
Isaac. Oscar Isaac. Now, Oscar Isaac's the villain in the new one.
Oh, really? But in
Yeah,
the
Oscar
first one, it
Isaac's
was
the villain.
Octo, Doc Ock, and it was a woman. It was I love her so much. It was Scarlet
Katherine
Witch
Heigl.
villain. Yeah, no, Catherine Hahn. Catherine
Han. Yes, I was close.
Catherine Heigl got blacklisted like a long time ago. We don't have to talk about her.
But you have
But she
Oscar
was-
Isaac. He's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
awesome. He's
I don't
fantastic.
like Oscar Isaac as a villain. The last time he was a villain, he was like very rapey. It was super weird.
Well, that was
I
Apocalypse,
feel
and that
like
was written really
he-
weird.
He was Apocalypse, and I was like, why does he want to fuck everyone he talks to? Like, it was very strange. And he's such a good actor that I can only blame it on the writing. Like, there's no way. Like, he played three very differential characters, or two very differential characters in Moon Knight. And we had a taste of the third in the very final moments. But like, he is a chameleon and a very, very, very good actor. So I cannot blame anything about that fucking shithole movie except for the directing, because maybe the director was like, make it seem like you want to fuck everyone you talk to, which I can't
Bryan
even imagine.
Singer. Bryan Singer.
Oh, shocking. So shocking. He was probably like, rub my penis while you say this line. Oh, disgusting.
Bryan Singer, we've heard great things about him from people, but there's also a lot of stuff in Hollywood that people are
Unpopular.
he used to have a lot of questionable parties apparently. So, and apparently as a director, he's had some issues come up. So much so that when the Me Too stuff started happening, he left the country. If that tells you
He
anything.
Roman Polanski. He gave us a good Roman
Yep.
Polanski.
He left.
Just ghosted.
Yeah.
He ghosted. He was doing a movie too, and he just left. Just left.
So nope.
Why did he
Makes
come
you
back?
wonder. Oh, because everything calmed down a little bit, so he came back. And then he got a job.
Roman Polanski has still never come back. He's like, out there. He's never coming back to the United States, because if he does, he will be indicted immediately.
Done.
Wow.
But this whole thing though too, I'm excited regardless about this movie. It has been delayed too many times if you ask me, because I'm just excited about it. If you watch the first one, you'll know what we're talking about. It's just so well done.
Jake,
it's
honestly,
probably one of the best
Spider-Man and you can watch
movies.
it with Charlie. Like, it's a cartoon. It's not. They don't curse and do crazy stuff. Like, it's so good. And there's a girl superhero, like the Gwen fucking
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen. She's amazing. Like, it's a good thing for her to like look up to as like a young girl, like role model type situation. Like, it's really good. You should totally watch it.
I think she'd like it because she's really into that Miraculous Ladybug show on Netflix. Have you seen that at all?
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I know about it.
Oh, she watches that a lot. So I'll have to,
You should watch it.
This might be for her. Check it out. You got till June.
What's it on? What do I watch it on?
It was on Netflix, but I feel like it left Netflix now.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Last time I saw it was on Netflix, but I think it left. Again, it might be on, it's got to be on different.
It won Oscars, y'all.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
It was very well, it was very well liked across the board by a million people. So millions of people, I should say. Millions and millions.
It says you can watch it on Hulu. It says you can watch it on Sling. Who
has Sling?
Okay, so if you have Hulu, it's free. Sling is free if you pay for Sling. If you do it on Amazon Prime, you got to pay $2.99. Apple TV, you got to pay $3.99. So the only free situation is Hulu. So it must have switched. It must have switched from Netflix to Hulu.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
So
So if
check it out if you can.
Let us know. We'll give you our code. Don't watch this Hulu.
Still.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll just have to switch. I'll put your IP. I'll put like my location in my VPN.
Just
so
for
I'll be
one
in your
movie.
house.
No, that's Netflix. Yeah. Netflix is getting dicky about it. Hulu's chill. We're fine. We're fine.
Regardless of these conversations about like it being delayed and having to change stuff, people are worried about it. Super excited about Across the Universe. Let's do this. That's what I say. So good.
It's weird that it's named after that, like the Beatles song, like Across the Universe, and the movie Across the Universe about the Beatles. Like I feel like when you first said it, I was like, oh my god, I thought about the Beatles, and I was like, really he's fucking talking about. I thought I didn't realize you were talking about Spider-Man. Like, it was crazy. What'd you say, Jake? I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. You're just Across the Universe is a good movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's fucking great. Rachel Wood, friend of the show. Amazing young lady. Yeah. She's awesome. And Jim Sturgis, right? Was the other guy?
Mm-hmm.
Charlie bit my finger.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Chris wanted to know if you know about the Charlie. I'm sure everybody knows about that, but I figured I
don't.
Of course you don't. Oh my god, are you kidding?
You don't know about Charlie bit my finger? Yeah, you do.
Charlie bit my finger.
Charlie bit my finger.
Charlie Bucket, like from Willy Wonka?
No. Okay, conversation over.
The multi-million-dollar YouTube.
Charlie bit my finger. It's like one of the first viral videos of all time.
Yeah.
Chris, great question. God damn it. There it is.
No,
great question,
there's like
Christopher.
two kids, like they're brothers, and then like the one's like the little kid. He puts his finger in puts his finger in Charlie's mouth, and then Charlie bites it. And he's like, "Ah, Charlie bit my finger."
Charlie's like this.
Just loving it.
Everyone's very upset. Yeah.
But then he puts his finger back in Charlie's mouth again. And what's Charlie do? Charlie bites the finger.
Wow. I haven't seen it.
Check it out, Jake. Check it out. Anyways, Jake, thank you for being back here on Kruse Control. Appreciate it as always. Yeah. Sabrina, thank you for tuning in from I was gonna say Hawaii, from Florida. Appreciate you. Hawaii. Appreciate you being here again. Everybody out there, thank you for watching Kruse Control. Please like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can. We appreciate that so much. Check us out again tomorrow. Tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your husband, tell your little kids, tell your neighbors, tell your worst enemies, tell your best friends, tell that little kid down the street that named Charlie. Watch Kruse Control. Do it now. Do it now. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great night, everybody. And we'll see you back tomorrow on Hump Day. Take care. See ya.
Bye-bye.